So thank you so much for taking out the time, okay, for my show. So it's a very delightful moment for me to have you out here, and thank you so much. So how are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, great. So how's everything in IIT now?
It's cool. It's cool. Right now it's okay.
How's the
Of course,
environment?
the research work is going on, especially experimental work is going on labs. Even weekends also we go there because present we are working on some research papers. So busy life.
So what has inspired you to go with this sector? I mean the chemical industry.
Yeah, you want me to talk about?
Yeah.
I was born in a rural village actually, and did my schooling in a rural village. Then thereafter in the urban area, I did my intermediate and BSc.
Okay.
Then later on my BTech. Before that, I did my chartered accountancy articles also for 4 years. Then I moved to chemical engineering. I did my BTech in chemical engineering from Warangal, REC, and then my Master of Engineering and MBA from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, through GATE. Then after that, of course, I had gained 4 years of industrial experience in pulp and fiber manufacturing industries. There I was in production engineer, shift engineer in pulp plant production. Then also I worked in technical services. Then I decided to go to teaching line. Basically, I'm interested in teaching. Then with the 4 years of experience, I decided to go to teaching line and I joined with Velur. Then I moved to Ethiopia for 2 years. Then I worked in Muscat, then Saudi Arabia for a long time. So I have served about 21 years abroad. But total I have gained about 33 years of experience after my masters, after my MTech, MBA. And then I found during my teaching career, I just found that there's some labs because especially in research point of view. So I was lacking PhD degree. Definitely, that's what I found that. So I just wanted to pursue my PhD, and then 2023, 2.5 years ago, I just came back to India and then joined IIT ISM. The purpose of joining IIT is that especially this IIT ISM offers a wide range of areas of chemical engineering, energy conservation, process control, and fluid flow.
So I think various other industries are also taking part and taking a bit of great interest into this field. So what is that important part? Why they want to come into this sector? I mean, if I bifurcate fertilizer sector, agro sector, so what other things are there in this sector? Because normal people only think about the fertilizer sector or the agriculture sector when we talk about the chemical. Most of the people, I completely understand, there are so many chemical engineers in our country as well, and they are doing fantastic, right, in the field. But if I ask about major population, right, so they only think there is a fertilizer sector and the other one is the agro industry, right? So apart from this, what all are the subjects, I would ask you probably, which covers the chemical industry?
Okay, the earlier days, older days, there used to be only chemistry graduates, and they used to work in the production side, quality side and all. Then later what happened, then chemistry was subdivided into chemistry of sugars, chemistry of fertilizers, chemistry of paper technology. So different types of branches of chemistry have come up. Then all these branches have merged together, and then they started calling it chemical engineering. When it was run by chemistries, they were unable to produce the proper yield of the product and proper quality, and they were unable to meet the environmental norms. They were unable to use the optimized water consumption, energy consumption. So there was no proper utilization of the raw material, utilities and energy. But chemical engineers, since they have undergoing a lot of training in different areas, such as balancing of mass, balancing of energy and environmental control, and also the technology to conserve the energy, to minimize the waste, technology to minimize the waste. They're studying all these sectors, so they're able to troubleshoot the plant. They're able to troubleshoot the plant. They're able to produce higher yield with a high quality product that is able to meet the customer satisfaction. Thereby, it is leading to good marketing and also good profitability. That is where the importance of chemical engineering has come, especially pulp and paper manufacturing industries. Without paper, nothing can be done.
Absolutely, yeah.
Pulp and paper manufacturing industry, sugar manufacturing, pharmaceutical industries. There are different
petroleum
types of
industries,
petroleum refineries, refineries, petroleum and petrochemicals like maleic anhydride, phthalic anhydride, methanol. These are all essential in the day-to-day life because they are all used as solvents in manufacturing textiles, in manufacturing different products. Also, this ethanol and certain liquid that are blended with petrol in order to meet the environmental norms.
So, how a fresher should start their career after completing the chemical engineering?
After completing the chemical engineering, they should definitely work in some industry. They should get exposed to.
But how they will get job? Because you also know there is a scarcity of job. Only I was seeing an article yesterday. After Corona, right, there was 5% vacancies was coming every year, but right now it has been decreased to around 1.5%, and obviously every sector will be covered under 1.5%, right? So into the same sector, chemical industry is also there, right? So if I asked you, I completed my chemical engineering not from IIT, not from NITs, right? I was not capable of, right, going through that entrance exam and those other experiences, right? So if I belong from a poor family, or if I am the I belong from a lower middle class family, if I am not capable of paying that much of amount, right? So I joined a normal college, right? And I have chosen chemical engineering, my bad. Okay. So from how I should start my career? Because if anyone starts his career or her career, right? So there must be one thing, right? And that is job. That is obviously job, right? Everyone doesn't get so much of opportunity, okay, to work in bigger industries, giant industries, Reliance, Adani and all, right? So everyone be going through, most of the people, not everyone I'd say, right? Most of the people will go through the small industry. It's your luck if you get that placement, right? But most of the people will be going through that phase, So how should they, prepare?
Yeah, I get your point. See, such graduates, they shouldn't confine themselves to joining some industries and all. There are different ways that they can choose. Suppose marketing, if they get some opportunity in marketing, let us say marketing.
Okay. And what will be the initial payout?
Marketing with some chemical marketing.
So what will be the initial payout?
So that is what student focus on the pay and all. Okay. Whatever pay that is coming. So since they are being the fresh graduates, fresh undergraduates, they should be. Of course, the money is essential part of life. At the same time, they should be able to get some experience and exposure. Even through marketing, they can gain some experience. That will help them in attending in getting a better opportunity in some other area, such as joining, let us start with some small scale industries. There are a lot of filter bed industries, filter beds are there. Yes, filter bed manufacturing industries are there. Yes, they can start working in small scale industries. Through that they can learn the process operations. And also they work in the shifts. They know what sort of problems in general they come across while running any plant. That will definitely help them in appearing for the interviews for the middle scale industries. Slowly they can, progressively they can come up.
And why one should do PhD in this field? I mean, I want to know the advantage of doing PhD.
Okay, the undergraduates, they become postgraduates, they have to do post-graduation and then research, right, the PhD. The ultimate purpose of doing PhD is that either...
With respect to the career, I want to know.
With respect, not only, they should focus on the career alone. So they should have zeal to do research. Otherwise, no, I want to become a professor, I want to go in teaching line in a better college, for that purpose, for career purpose only, I want PhD. If they have that intention, so they cannot be successful. They should have zeal to do research. That means, in what area they want to do the research. For example, I want to work in the area of control, process control, how I control the chemical plant. In this area, I want to do some research and get some invention in that, which will definitely help.
So then only you should pursue PhD.
This is one, and
is
plus
what
career. That automatically they will get the career. That will help them to, unless you have the zeal to expertise yourself in some area. Only if you look for the career, you should never go for that. Because after doing a PhD, you have got a lot of opportunities. You will be able to work in industries, research and development units. You can go to teaching line. And everywhere now the things are changing in the modern world now. Without PhD, it is very difficult to get into teaching line, assistant professor, even lower side also. They are opting only PhD graduates. PhD now it has become essential for teaching line and also in research and development industries. For higher learning is essential for career. But one should always think of learning something, in inventing something. That mindset one should have. Then career will automatically be there. So
what all are the fields which this sector is covering?
They can work in food processing area. They can work in bioprocessing area. They can work in clean energy production area, clean energy, because suppose if you have got a very high ash coal and if you are burning, it is giving a lot of pollution issues, and the energy fuel may not be very quality. The fuel what you are getting output, that will not be of.
And what is the growth quality we have seen so far in these industries? What are the growth we have seen so far in these industries?
In industries?
Yeah.
Industrial growth?
Yeah.
In generating clean fuels, in generating the clean...
In last 10 years, if I say?
Yes, especially in software industries, of course. Chemical engineers are very much useful in computations, in using simulators, and they're able to get the result and advise the industries. So this is one thing. And other thing, energy sector, especially energy sector, the renewable energy sector, utilization of solar energy, wind energy to meet the energy demand and to reduce the fossil fuel consumption. This energy area, and also bioprocessing area, because a lot of biomass is generated, and that is piling up everywhere. Waste generation is there. Proper utilization of such biomass is definitely going to reduce the disposal problems. It is meeting the energy demand. It is reducing the fossil fuel consumption. Okay.
What all are the subjects in chemical engineering?
Other subjects in the sense, we have, there are core courses and technology courses are there.
Okay.
Core courses means you have balancing of material, balancing of energy, and also controlling the process, troubleshooting the process. These are all the and also separation process. Separation. Suppose you want to separate 2 chemicals from a mixture or 3 chemicals from a mixture. There are different techniques like distillation, extraction. Different techniques are there. Separation process, chemical reaction, engineering. Wherever there is a chemical reaction, there is an engineering that is covering the reactions. These are all the core areas we call engineering. There are technology areas, fertilizer technology, pulp and paper technology, petroleum technology, different pharmaceutical technology, different technologies are there. The technologies means there is restriction. They learn only that particular technique. For example, pulp and paper, they learn talk only about the pulp and paper technique. So different technologies are also there. Core engineering is there, technology engineering. These are different.
So does the student really gets benefit of the schemes which are government providing them? Okay, so my question was, you must have seen that there are so many of schemes, right, our government have taken, right, for the growth of this industry, right? So do you really think so that all these schemes really helps students in this era for their growth and all?
Schemes in industries? Government has offered some schemes in industries?
No, I mean government have already given so many of schemes, right, to the students.
To the students?
Yeah, to the students, so that
what schemes they have? Can I?
In terms of business or in terms of jobs or in terms of education as well, right?
Okay.
They usually run so many of schemes, right?
Okay.
So do you really think so? Is it right now that much helpful?
Yeah, it's a question.
I mean, I want to know, are you satisfied with those schemes, or do you really think so there should be?
I'm not very clear about the question that you are asking, but still what I can say is once the opportunities are provided, the students, they should be able to explore such opportunities, and then they should work hard and they should find some way out in order to improve further for better career. So
okay.
They have to be more. They have to be working hard more.
Okay. So my last question to you, I just want to know 2 reasons why anyone reasons, right? So why anyone should join chemical engineering, and why people should not join chemical engineering?
Yeah, your question is very clear, because as far as chemical product is concerned, chemical engineering is essential. They have to join chemical engineering, and they should not join other branches of engineering, because chemical engineer only can produce high quality and high yield product to meet the customer demand, to meet the profitability, to meet the environmental issues. Only chemical engineer can do. So when it comes to the point of chemical product, such as a fertilizer product, soap, soda ash, and caustic soda, and paper, okay, fiber, textile.
I am really sorry to interrupt you, sir. I just wanted to know. See, I'm giving an example, right? So I have passed my 12th, right? And now I am going to take academics in engineering college, right? I just need 2 reasons why should I choose chemical engineering and why I should not choose chemical engineering. I just need 2 reasons for both.
You must choose chemical engineering if you are interested in working in process side, production of chemical plant, and process troubleshooting of plant. And if you want, how you control the chemical plant. If you are going into that line, definitely you should choose. Why you should not choose? Because there are better opportunities. Suppose soft skills. Suppose if you want to go to software, you want to work in offices, you don't want to work in industries, you don't want to get exposed to so much of pollution, and you want to work in urban areas, basically like Bangalore. You want to work in urban. Then you can go for electronics, computer science, those fields, soft fields you can go rather than going into chemical engineering. So it's up to students' choice, of course, as you said, because your question is very general. That's why I'm asking. I'm explaining in general. So if you are really interested in process operations, process maintenance, troubleshooting, and controlling, and also working with environmental issues, then definitely chemical engineering you have to choose. Only chemical engineering only can solve your problem.
How do you see this market in next 10 or 15 years probably?
The thing is definitely because market, it depends upon the per capita income, profitability and all. If you see the pharmaceutical industries, its profit growth is, the profit margin, not per capita, it's profit margin. Profit margin is very high, for almost 40%, whereas pulp paper is 7%. But these two are different products, because the product what pulp and paper gives, pharmacy cannot give. Pharmacy can only give medicines. Though profit margin is lower in pulp, you have to produce. There is no other choice. You have to produce pulp paper. You have to produce paper. You have to produce fertilizer. You have to produce soap. So profit margins are differently. But you need to meet the production of all sorts of chemicals, right? Chemicals.
So what I understand is now we are having opportunity in IT sector as well. If anyone have done their courses from this industry, if anyone have done chemical engineering or any courses which belongs to the same field, right? So they have their opportunity to join IT as well, right? So that is a very I think good option for them, right?
Yeah.
Because IT is really doing very great, and obviously what I've heard right now from you, so I think there is a great exposure in this field, what I feel, right? So okay, so surely we'll meet next time, and thank you so much for giving your time. It's completely my pleasure, sir.
Thanks, sir. Thank you.
And remind you everyone that he is doing PhD from IIT ISM, right? And at the age of 65, right, where people used to say, used to think that take your money and get a good home, right? So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It's completely my pleasure, and it's a delightful moment for me.
It's my pleasure answering your questions.
Sure. Right. So when we'll meet again, right, we'll obviously have some different questions.
Sure.
So obviously the way you have said about the expansion of this industry, I personally feel that people will choose this industry and they will join chemical engineering and other courses which comes into this as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
and have a great time, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.